Hi, Salty Potsy Husband, coming to you again for my 18-wheeler. I'm in this thing for 14 hours a day, usually 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days a week, and I have the amazing opportunity to do it for 16 hours a day, one time within that week time frame. My wife told me that I'm not doing exactly what I said I was going to do as far as these videos are concerned, and I told her what I was going to do. I told her that I was going to present it from my side about her having POTS, the things that I mess up on, and the things that I can improve to do better, and things that I see other people messing up on as well, and my ideas to improve those. Well, I've been kind of because my wife and I are on the same brain wavelength, and we do a lot of the same videos. Basically, we don't even talk to each other about it. We just do it, and it's just the way it ends up being. Well, she told me, she said, "Look, you hadn't really done anything on special stuff that you do for me, how you make me feel special." And I looked at her and said, "I really don't know how you make me, or how I make you feel special." She said, "Yeah, you know what you do." "I really don't. I'm just doing me." So I told her, I said, "Look, whatever it is that I do that makes you feel special, send it to me in a text message." Boy, was that Boy, was that a mistake. Mushmouth on overtime. Because I got a book. I didn't get a text message. I got a book. I can't get it even. I can't even get it in one screenshot. And because there's that much information, I can't tell it all to you in one video. The video would be too long. So here's a few things that she says that I do for her that makes her feel special. Number one, it's not taking her for granted. Realizing or making her feel that she has value to me. And she does. I don't know where that come from, but I mean, she's my everything. I mean, I've got my kids; they are as well. But let's face it, kids are going to grow up and they're going to move out and they're going to become their own people, marry their future spouse, and they're going to be doing their own thing. Ultimately, it's just going to be the wife and I. So I've got to really um, help that relationship grow. I've got to spend time. I mean, I do that with my kids as well, obviously. However, if I don't nurture the relationship I have with my wife, the future won't be there. My kids will always be my kids, and my camera is moving, and my seatbelt's locking, and move my camera. Maybe that's a little better. I got my camera facing me, screen facing away from me, so I'm just kind of shooting this in the dark and blind. But so anyway, our relationship is very, very important to me. So I do things with her, for her, um, that make her feel special. And the only reason why I know what to do is because we talk all the time. I mean, even today, we've probably spent, I don't know, maybe 3 hours on the phone total, and it's only 2:19 in the afternoon. I started my day at, I don't know, 6:45, 7 o'clock in the truck. That's what we do. We talk all the time, and we tell each other about everything that's going on. I knew about her whole daily plan today. Of course, it got changed because, as you know, the best way to make God laugh is to make your own plans because He will change them. Our youngest got sick, so my wife had to go pick him up, and then my 17-year-old son didn't want to do his schoolwork, and his best friend is sitting in class with him, and he knew he didn't want to do his schoolwork. So his best friend, which they're basically brothers, they're that close, texted my wife and said, "Mom, he's not wanting to do his homework or not wanting to do his classwork. Said he's tired, he'll do it later." So what did she do? She texted my son, said, "Boy, you better do that. I'm only right across the street. Don't make me come over there. I already got to get one of our boys. I got to get your younger brother." So Ain't no big deal. Just walk across the street. Well, then apparently he started poking his friend with the pencil. And man, you didn't have to tell my mom. Well, of course, his friend texts Misty, and Misty texts our son and said, "You better quit poking him with a pencil or get that work done. You know I will come over there and hold your hand in the classroom and make sure you get that paperwork done." And of course, the next text message back is, "I'm sorry, Mom, I'll do it." So, I mean, that's the kind of things that, happen around our house. And that's how close my kids and their friends are to me and my wife. So, um, and that's that support. My wife supports them. I support my wife. I mean, and my wife supports me, and I support the kids. It's just, you make them feel important. You make them not feel like they're a burden. They feel that enough on their own. That's self-imposed, because my wife used to have a job, get up and go and do, um, have sales meetings. She would meet with uh, higher people within our city government. She would do silent auctions. She would do fundraisers, all kinds of things that she can't do anymore because she's too scared to pass out, or she can't drive and do what she used to do. So that lack of self-worth is self-imposed on herself. So it's not my job, but she means that much to me that I will take the time to make her feel important, to make her feel that she's worth more than gold, more than platinum, more than diamonds to me. And that makes her feel good, makes her able to continue to fight uh, her bad days and have fun on her good days. Another thing she said was, I take interest in what she's interested in, or take her needs into consideration. Well, a good example of that is the wheelchair. As soon as I found out she might need a wheelchair, we already had an old dilapidated wheelchair that we had for years that we used to have parties and do stuff with, like push around each other, like do dares, do wheelies, and all kinds of stupid stuff when we were younger. And it's just dilapidated. It's torn up. Arm pads are messed up. Wheels are messed up. But we had it. Well, I contacted some people in my family, and they said, "Well, your mom and dad's got two of them." So I called mom and dad. I didn't think they would, but turns out they had my grandmother's and my great grandmother's. Well, I got my grandmother's chair. They were going to sell them at a garage sale anyway. So I got my grandmother's chair. It was in better condition than my great grandmother's chair. And my wife is, "Oh, I got to be in a wheelchair." And it's like, all right, at least you're in a wheelchair. At least you're not bedridden. You can get up and go. I can push you. You can push yourself. I'm all excited about this. This doesn't limit her ability to go. I mean, we can still do things together. They make motorcycles with wheelchairs. So, I mean, it's really interesting thing for me. Well, my excitement, my enthusiasm kind of pushed her to, okay, I'll give it a shot, but I'm still not going to feel good about being in a wheelchair. All black wheelchairs, like I'm dying or something. It's solid black. So, well, I got some chrome on it. Come on. I mean, there's some really cool hot rods that are black with chrome. It didn't make her feel any better. I said, all right, well, what will make you feel better? I don't know. It's painted. It was something different. It was unusual. It fit me. I said, well, you're a geek. What do you like? What do you want it to be like? She's like, I like Iron Man. He's my favorite character. Okay, cool. So my son and I took it apart. I thought that would be a great opportunity to teach them, another kid or another one of my kids, about uh, mechanical things. So I got him involved, my youngest, and he basically took the whole thing apart by himself. Did an awesome job. And I looked up colors on for Iron Man. Oh, Iron Man's 5 different colors. It blew my mind. I thought it was like gold and red, but no, it's 5 different colors. Anyway, so I went, well, my son and I, my youngest, went and got gold and red. Well, I was going down the road one day and I started thinking, well, how do you paint chrome? So I started looking, and there's a metal that you can paint directly over chrome as long as you clean the chrome, get all the oils and stuff off, and it looks metallic, like candy apple red. I thought that's flipping awesome. Do candy apple red, I can do like a banana yellow or something like that with metal flake behind it, and it would look amazing. So I started looking for paint that would do that effect, and I found it. Duplicolor makes it. It's like Color Max or Color something, I can't remember, or Metal Color, Metal Max, I don't know. Anyway, you spray down this aluminum uh, coat of paint after you've sanded the original part to make the paint stick. Then you put this kind of a clear candy color over top of that, and it really pops. You see metal flake underneath it. It's like, that is awesome. So that's what I ended up doing for my wife. My son tried to put it back together. He did the best he could. He just got things backwards. So whenever I came home, I had to take it apart, flip everything around, and put it back together. And I did that the morning of the Comic Con. It made her feel better about herself and made her feel like she was proud to ride around in something that I took enough pride in about her to do. I'm still looking for better wheelchairs. Matter of fact, last night, and that's another thing. She said, you're constantly looking for the newest, best, the easiest, coolest thing for me to have and use. That way it makes my life easier and makes me feel more confident about being me. Well, I found last night, they call it the Harley Davidson of wheelchairs. It's got two big wheels up front and the smaller wheels, kind of like really big rollerblade wheels in the back. Like, I don't know, 7 or 8 inch diameter on the back. Oh, it looked cool. I mean, metal fenders over it. The chair was all kicked back, relaxed, like you're cruising on a bike. Um, Even the handrails weren't round handrails. They were kind of, I said like D shape or different shape, more ergonomic and easier to grip to be able to propel yourself. Well, while I was looking at that, I heard a sound that sounded like our Great Dane was running through the house again, but only behind the couch. You got to go to behind the couch to get the sliding glass door to go out the back door. So I thought he just ran back there. Well, my daughter was sitting on the couch next to me, and she said, Mom just passed out behind the couch. I think you ought to know about it. I mean, just nonchalant. No big deal, right? Are you kidding me? I threw the phone down on the couch, ran around the backside of it, got down next to her on the floor, and she didn't hit her head on anything, thank goodness. So I picked her body up and kind of rested it on my shoulder and kind of slapped her a little bit in the face. I mean, not hard, just pat her face, wake her up. And she came to, and she looked down and she goes, oh, man, again? She passed out twice yesterday. So she's only like, 2 inches, 5 foot tall. So I picked her up, and of course, she said, God made my butt this close to the ground for a reason. Put it back down. She don't like being picked up. But I picked her up anyway, and my daughter opened our bedroom door, and I walked through and laid her down in the bed. And of course, she's, I need my cell phone. I need my charger. I need my Bluetooth. I need my water. Okay, chill out. I'll get everything you need. Whatever you need, whatever you want, I'll get it. Just give me a minute. By the time I walked out of our bedroom and to the couch, or we had a TV tray or whatever, that end table next to the couch, I gathered all of her stuff, walked back in the bedroom. She was out cold. She was wore out. She did too much. She pushed herself too much. So, I mean, I was in the process of looking for a better wheelchair for her, and that's one thing that she really likes. I'm always looking for the newest, my phone's moving again, the newest, the best, the coolest thing for her. I'm taking her into consideration. Um, I'm supporting her on her wants and her endeavors. Uh, I'm always telling her how important she is to me, how beautiful she is. She don't like wearing those. She calls her old man socks, but I still think she looks like a hot soccer player. She says she got quite a few comments on that, but it's true. She said whenever uh, she doesn't look good to herself, she doesn't feel good. Um, all the colors drained out of her face. That gum bum. Maybe that'll help tighten my holder up. Anyway, all the colors drained out of her face. She's just like, bleh. She said it feels like a Mack truck done ran over her, backed up, dumped his load, and ran over her again. She's still beautiful to me. I still want to be next to her. I still want to hold her. Another thing, like yesterday, she didn't have a good day. So I called her and I said, look, when I get home, I'll get in the recliner, you sit in my lap, and I'll just rock you and watch TV. Well, and she said, oh, that sounds amazing. So whenever I got home, of course, best laid plans, God just left. And we had kids to deal with. We had dogs. I ended up, making dinner for myself. She already ate. She wanted to make my dinner for me, but I wouldn't let her. So I made my dinner and sat down next to her. I had to move our Staffordshire Terrier. He's a three-legged dog, and he loves his mama. But I had to pull him down off the couch. And she said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I told you I'm going to hold you. Might not be in the rocking chair, we'll be on the couch, but come here." So while my dinner was cooling, I wrapped my arm around her and just held her. We're watching TV together. I didn't hold her the entire time because I needed hands to eat, but in between bites, put my arm around her. She's leaning on me, telling her I love her. And ways like that, you don't have to say a whole lot. It's all in body language. It's the touch. It's, you know, holding somebody and supporting them in a way that they feel that they're loved and wanted. So that's another thing I guess I do for her. Just take your spouse or your a significant other into consideration, their wants, their desires. Take them out. If they feel bad, have an intimate dinner with them. An intimate dinner to me could be sitting at the table, sitting, maybe we go to the park, sitting on the floor, which with our dogs, that's not an option. Um, Sitting somewhere, just me and her, and it could be McDonald's. It could be Burger King. It could be Pizza Hut. It don't matter. I don't have to have a candlelight dinner with spaghetti where we both take the noodle and kiss in the middle. I mean, you know, intimacy is different for different people, but to me, intimacy can be as simple as two people sitting down in a quiet, peaceful place, off their phones, focusing on each other. You don't even really have to talk. You just look in each other's eyes, and she's got the most beautiful blue eyes. She's blonde hair, blue eyes, just gorgeous. And of course, looking at them for so long, you go cross-eyed. That's when you start laughing because it's funny. And if you can't laugh during intimacy, whether it's physical or otherwise, it's the relationship's no fun. Why even be in the relationship? You got to be able to have fun with each other in the most serious of times and the most fun of times, I guess you could say. And also, guys out there, being intimate doesn't mean intercourse. This goes for teenagers too. So, guys, when that person wants to take you somewhere to be physically intimate with you, I mean, I can clap my hands. You know, all that's physical action, right? But if I hold my wife's hand when I'm walking into Walmart when I'm walking in the mall, when I'm walking wherever. That's an intimate form of contact. That's a lot more uh, meaningful than the physical action of I can give my wife a high five. Yeah, you did a good job, whatever. But that, I don't know, the mental aspect of that contact, as innocent as it is, can be more powerful than the physical contact of something that don't mean anything. Intimacy is in your mind, it's in your heart, it's in your soul. So be intimate with that person, whether it's physical or emotional. And honestly, the emotional is the stronger of the two. The physical is a strong desire, yes. However, the emotional part leaves a positive feeling, a positive fulfillment within your mind and your heart. And that's what really matters. So for you young people out there that are really looking for something deep and meaningful, the physical aspect, there are animals out there that do that. Who really cares? It's the intimate, emotional, um, mental part of it that really means a lot. I don't know. That's enough on that, but I'll have a more in-depth video about that. My wife and I were talking about that, and I've been thinking about it for a while. She's been thinking about it for a while. We didn't even know each other were thinking about it, to be honest with you. We're just on that wavelength. And I told her, I said, there's probably not a whole lot of videos out there about the, the intimacy part with pots, what you want to do, what you physically can do, what you don't want to do, that type of thing. And it's a really touchy subject. It's got to be really handled with kid gloves because a lot of the times it can be misconstrued, taken out of context. And as adults, I believe there are more adults in this or going to watch this video than kids. Um, I think that they can handle a conversation like that. They can handle um, constructive criticism, I guess. I don't know about that because it's a real thing that we as adults in a serious relationship face on a daily basis. You know, does my partner want to be physically intimate tonight? Am I pushing it if I ask that question? Um, what are they physically capable of doing? Are they saying yes because they want to make me happy? Or are they saying yes because, you know, they really and truly want it? Is it worth pushing the envelope? Is it worth pushing the other person apart, trying to get that physical intimacy? Now, these are all tough questions and things that can really break a relationship when one person doesn't take into account the other person and how they feel. I mean, you can really push somebody away and turn them off to the idea of a relationship with their spouse or their significant other. So, yeah, that's going to be coming. Um, More things that I do for my wife on that long list of things that I just do because that's just me um, as well. So, I think this video has been long enough. Uh, my wife will get it and edit it and put it up. She's still got 2 videos of mine to put up at this point. So as of right now, there's only 2, and she's got to work on 2 more. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I did one on the Comic-Con already. We had a good time. Had fun with that. She's gonna edit and add some footage of her pushing the wheelchair, stuff like that, in one of her videos. So look forward to that. Um, like my little video vlog thing, subscribe, all that fun stuff. And I guess that's it. So y'all have a good one. Thanks for your time. Bye.